Okay, so this is gonna be clips number 2. Okay, clips number 2 for today, March 20. Okay, in clips number 1, we already play with the dynamic model. Okay, for clip number 1, we already play with dynamic model. We have 3 cases: the case of positive supply shock, the case of positive demand shock, the case that decreasing the inflation target. Okay, we already talked for 3 cases. And again, don't forget to practice the opposite side by yourself. Okay, I show you the case of positive supply shock for 1 period. So please practice the case of negative supply shock for 1 period. Only 1 period is fine. Okay, I show you the case of positive demand shock for 4 period. So try to think about the opposite case, negative demand shock for 4 period. Okay, negative demand shock is mean that for some reason people stop spending the money for 4 period. Okay, I show you the case of inflation target decreasing. So you need to practice the case of inflation target increasing by yourself. Okay, so you should be fine with that if you practice everything. Okay, so then here, clips number 2. Okay, here we're gonna talk about the role of central bank. Okay, now we're gonna focus on the role of the central bank. We're gonna go back to the equation that we talked before. We're gonna go back to the monetary policy rules equation. Okay, monetary policy rules equation. Okay, that is equal to this one. Okay, central bank CB. Okay, central bank for CB and monetary policy. Okay, rules equation. Okay. Monetary policy rules equation. You're gonna have IT equal to pi t plus rho plus theta pi t minus pi t star plus theta y t minus yt bar. Okay, you're gonna have this. Okay, you're gonna have this equation. Okay, and again, monetary policy rule equation. This is about the role of the central bank. How central bank gonna control the nominal interest rate? How the central bank gonna control the nominal interest rate? IT. Okay. So the central bank gonna increasing the nominal interest rate or decreasing the nominal interest rate depend on what problem they have. If they have the problem about economy, YT and YT bar. Okay. Again, if economy is bad, YT is less than YT bar. This bracket become negative. So then central bank can help by lower the nominal interest rate down. If the central bank having inflation problem, pi t higher than pi t star, inflation higher than inflation target, this bracket is positive. So when we have very high inflation, the central bank gonna respond by increasing the nominal interest rate. Okay, this equation show you how central bank gonna changing the nominal interest rate to solve the economic problem. Okay, whether the problem of the economy or the problem of the inflation. Okay, and then one thing that I want to focus, I want to show you is, okay, if I drawing the graph like this, okay, this is y, o, and pi. If I have DAD, okay, for example, I'm not talking about times, no time. Just DAD, and I have DAS, no times, okay. I have equation 1, y1, okay, let's say pi 1, okay. So normally when we have a supply shock, let's say positive supply shock, okay, when we have supply shock, positive supply shock is mean for some reason the cost of production increasing. If the cost of production increasing, everything in the economy become more expensive. Okay, then DAS gonna shift up like this. Equilibrium point gonna move from E1 to E2. GDP will be lower from Y1 to Y2. Pi t will be increasing from pi 1 to pi 2. As you can see, when we have a positive supply shock, okay, everything become more expensive. Okay, everything become more expensive. Inflation rising. In the same time, economic slow down. Y become lower. So if we going back to the monetary policy rule equation here, okay, we have 2 problems happen in the same times. We have 2 problems happen in the same time. We have economic slowdown. Okay, economic slowdown. Let me write down here. Economic slowdown is mean that y is less than y bar. This bracket become negative. Okay, economic slowdown. This bracket become negative. And we have inflation problem. Everything become more expensive. So then pi is higher than pi star. This bracket become positive. Okay. So what this mean here is you have two problems in the same time. However, the way to solve the problem is totally different. It's totally different because when you have economic slowdown problem, this bracket become negative. It means that it's required the nominal interest rate to be going down. Okay. However, when you have the inflation problem, this bracket is positive. So the way to solve the problem is you need nominal interest rate to going up. Okay. This problem negative, nominal interest rate have to be going down. This problem, the bracket is positive, nominal interest rate should be going up. One problem should be going up, one problem should be going down. So it's totally different, the difference, right? So the central bank cannot going up and going down, increasing the nominal interest rate or decreasing the nominal interest rate at the same time. So the central bank need to choose which problem they want to solve first. Okay, they can pick up only one way to do. Okay, they can pick up only one way to do. So then when you have the problem like this, two problems happen at the same time, economic slowdown and inflation problem, central bank need to choose which problem they want to solve first. Okay, which problem they care much more than the other. Okay, so then the way central bank choose to solve the problem is gonna showing by the value of parameter, say the y and say the pi. Okay, if say the y, the value of say the y is higher than say the pi, it means that the central bank of that country care about economic slowdown problem more than inflation problem. On the other hand, if say the pi, the value of say the pi is higher than the value of say the y, it means that the central bank of that problem, the central bank of that country care about inflation problem more than economic problem. Okay, so the central bank of each country care about this thing or that thing. It depends on the value of say the y and say the pi. Okay, so then if I erase this one, okay, as you still remember, okay, we have DAD equation, and DAD equation is come from YT equal to YT bar minus A pi T minus pi T star plus B epsilon T, and A equal to alpha theta pi over 1 plus alpha theta y. Okay? So we have DAD, dynamic aggregate demands equation, and you learned before that A, this guy is here, this one, right? So then what I want to show you is, if theta y higher than theta pi, the value of A is one thing. If theta pi higher than theta y, the value of A is going to be the other thing. Okay, so then A, the value of A depends on theta pi and theta y. Okay, so then let me find you the slope of the DAD curve. Okay, slope. As you know, this is y, O, and this is pi. This is DAD. Okay, normally the formula of the slope is delta vertical over delta horizontal. Okay, the basic formula to find the slope is delta vertical over delta horizontal. In this case, dynamic model, the vertical is pi, the horizontal is y. So the slope is delta pi over delta y. This is the slope of the curve in this model. However, as you can see, you have yt on the left side of the equation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a derivative, okay? Curve yt by curve pi t. Partial derivative of yt respect to pi t. This is yt, this is pi t. If I do the partial derivative, what I'm gonna get is I'm gonna get anything that stays in front of pi t. Anything that stays in front of yt is minus a. Okay? So I'm gonna get minus a. Like this. However, the slope is delta pi over delta y. So I'm gonna flip it up. So then I got curve pi by curve y equal to minus 1 over a. Like that. So this is going to be the slope for me. Minus 1 over a. The slope of the AD curve. A equal to this one. 1 over a is mean I'm going to flip this one up. Okay. Here. Then I'm going to have minus 1 plus alpha theta y over alpha theta pi. This is the slope of the AD curve. Always have a negative slope, okay? And the slope of the AD curve is going to be high or low, depend on theta y and theta pi. So what's so good? Okay, so let me write down note over here. Okay, the slope of the AD equal to minus 1 minus alpha theta y over alpha theta pi. Okay, after I find the slope for you, I'm gonna show you two cases. How central bank gonna respond to the problem. Okay, case number 1. Okay, theta pi over theta y. Case number 2. Theta y higher than theta pi. Okay. Case number 1 is a case that central bank care about inflation problem more than economic slowdown problem. Y O pi. Okay. DAS is normal. Y O pi. DAS is normal, okay? So the first case, theta pi is higher than theta y. It means that the central bank care about inflation problem more than economic slowdown problem. So how the AD curve is gonna be? Theta pi is higher than theta y. As you can see here, theta pi is higher than theta y. The lower of the fraction is higher than the upper of the fraction. So it means that if the lower of the fraction is higher than the upper of the fraction, it means that the slope is going to be very low. Okay? Since the slope is very low, the curve, the AD curve is going to be very flat. Okay? Like this is DAD. Okay? This is equilibrium point, y1, I1. How about case number 2? Case number 2 is theta y is higher than theta pi. The central bank care about economic slowdown problem more than inflation problem. Okay? Theta y is over here, higher than theta pi, lower here. Okay? Upper of the fraction, higher than lower of the fraction. It means that the value of the slope is going to be very high. The curve is going to be very steep. This is the AD for this country. E1, Y1, I1. Okay? So then as you can see, when the central bank, okay, care about one problem more than the other problem, it's going to showing by the slope of the AD curve. Okay? So look at this one. Okay? After we know that the slope of the DAD is going to be different. One is going to be flat, one is going to be very steep. So then when they have the same problem, when they have the positive supply shock, aggregate supply, DAS shift up. As you can see, from E1 to E2, And you see, this case, first case, the central bank care about inflation problem more than economic slowdown problem. So when you have the inflation problem, the central bank gonna change the interest rate, the nominal interest rate to solve the inflation problem first. So then when you have a positive supply shock, inflation increasing just a little bit. Inflation increasing just a little bit because central bank care about this one. And the economic slowdown decreasing a lot because the central bank don't care about this one, okay? They care about this one first, and this one is going to be the second, okay? So that's why decreasing a lot, inflation increasing just a little bit. How about this one? This one, central bank care about economic slowdown problem more than inflation problem, okay? Theta Y greater than theta pi. So then what this means is when economic slowdown problem happen, the central bank gonna lower the interest rate down. So that's why economic slowdown Y decreasing just a little bit. However, since they're decreasing the interest rate down, people are going to spend more, inflation problem going to be increasing a lot. You see that? So then this is, okay, two cases that I show you that central bank can solve only one problem at the same time. So central bank need to choose whether they want to solve inflation problem first or economic slowdown problem first, okay? So the way the central bank choose is going to showing by the difference of the slope. Okay, so far so good. Okay. Okay, next thing, I'm going to talk about Taylor's law. Next thing, I'm going to talk about Taylor's laws. Okay, Taylor's law. Taylor say that it's very important for central bank to keep theta pi to be always positive. Okay, Taylor laws. Taylor say that it's very important for the central bank to keep theta pi, the value of theta pi, to be always positive. Okay, here is why. Okay, for example, if we don't have any problem about economic slowdown problem, okay. For example, if I assume that we don't have any problem about economic slowdown, YT equal to YT bar all the time, no problem. Okay, YT equal to YT bar all the time. If we don't have any problem about economic slowdown, YT equal to YT bar, this one become zero, disappear, okay? Disappear. Assume that we don't have any problem about this, disappear, equal to zero. And then look at this one. Look at this one. If we have inflation problem, it means inflation going up. Like this. Inflation problem. If we have inflation problem, inflation going up higher than target. So you can see that this bracket become positive, right? If this bracket become positive, it means that, okay, interest rate need to be increasing equal to this guy plus this guy plus this guy, okay, plus this guy. So what this means is when you have inflation problem, if this one is positive, IT is going to be going up a lot, okay, more than pi t, okay. Inflation increasing like this, okay, if this guy is positive, okay, it means that this one combined by this one, normal interest rate is going to be increasing more than inflation, okay, this is very important. If this guy is positive, it means that nominal interest rate is going to be increasing higher than inflation. However, if this one become negative, if this one, theta pi, become negative, it's violated Taylor's law. It's violated Taylor's law. What happened? Okay? If this one become negative, it means that when inflation increasing, nominal interest rate is going to be equal to this one minus this one. Nominal interest rate is going to be equal to this one minus this one. So it means that the nominal interest rate is going to be increasing a little bit. However, inflation increasing more. You're going to have this problem. Okay? If this one becomes negative, it means that inflation increasing like this. However, the nominal interest rate increasing smaller than that. Okay? So, what the problem you're going to have? Okay? What the problem you're going to have? Okay? The problem you're going to have is, if you come back to the real interest rate, Fisher equation, real interest rate equal to IT minus pi t. Okay? For this case, say the pi greater than 0, okay, for this case, inflation increasing like this, nominal interest rate increasing more. What does it mean? So it means that real interest rate is going to be positive. When real interest rate is positive, people are going to slow down their spending. So then, the problem of inflation can be solved. Everything is going to be cheaper. However, if say the pi is less than 0, it means that inflation increasing high. However, the central bank responds by increasing the nominal interest rate just a small gaps. This one lower than this one. Okay, then the real interest rate is going to be decreasing. So then what it means is people will not stop spending. However, they're going to keep spend more because the real estate is going down. So then inflation cannot be solved. People spend more. Inflation is going to be even higher. So this is very bad. Okay? So it's going to creating hyperinflation. Okay? So it's very important that say the pi have to be always greater than 0. If say the pi less than 0, it means that the central bank increasing the nominal interest rate lower than the inflation. Then you're going to have the problem that the real interest rate is going to be going down. People will not stop spending the money, but it's going to spend more. So inflation is going to be even higher until they have hyperinflation. So then, how to show it on the graph? If I come back here, the slope of the AD, okay? The slope of the AD always negative, as you see. Then, if the central bank break the Taylor's rule, let's say that pi less than 0. If say the pi less than 0, if this one is negative, less than 0, if this one is negative, as you can see, negative and negative become positive. So if the central bank break the Taylor's rule, let's say the pi to be negative, then you're going to have dynamic aggregate demand curve to be a positive slope. Break law of demands. Okay, so I'm going to show you what the problem you have. Okay, so in this case, okay, this is a case that if the central bank break the Taylor's rule, then let's say the pi less than 0, and then dynamic aggregate demands become positive slope, and they have the positive slope even steeper than dynamic aggregate supply. Okay, so this is because of the central bank break the Taylor's rule. Let's say the pi is less than 0. Okay. Then the dynamic aggregate demand become positive slope and steeper than DAS. So then, I'm going to show you what the problem you're going to have, okay? So, yesterday, time t minus 1, everything is good. DAS is here, DAD is here. Yesterday, time t minus 1, our equilibrium point stay at point A. GDP is good, YT minus 1 equal to YT minus 1 bar. Inflation, pi t minus 1 is here. Everything is perfect yesterday. Okay, so if I assume that we have a positive demand shock only one period. If I assume that we have a positive demand shock only one period, again, BAD, YT equal to YT bar minus A pi t minus pi t star plus B epsilon t DAS pi t equal to pi t minus 1 plus 3 yt minus yt bar plus bt. Okay? So then, if I assume that this is the equation of DAS and DAD, if I assume that we have a positive demand shock only one period, this guy increasing only one period, okay? When we have a positive demand shock, DAD gonna shift to the right, okay? I assume that only one period. This is DAD at time t. Time t, DAS still the same because we have no shock on supply. I put comma t. Equilibrium point moving from point A to point B. This is yt. This is pi t. Okay? As you can see, if we have only one positive demand shock, DAD shift to the right, equilibrium point move from A to B, economic become increasing, GDP increasing from yt minus 1 to yt. Okay, economic is higher than normal, higher than y bar. Inflation start to increasing from pi t minus 1 to pi t. Okay, and then the next period of the time t plus 1, the shock is over. Okay, you're going to use the red color. The shock is over. DAD shift back. I put the comma t plus 1. Okay, shift back. DAD shift back. How about DAS? DAS. Yesterday yt is higher than y bar. This bracket become positive. When this bracket become positive, pi t going up. DAS keep shift up. DAS t plus 1. Okay. So it's coming back here to point C. Yt plus 1. It plus 1. Okay. Point C, A to B, come back to C because DAD shift back to the left and DAS shift up. Okay, done for t plus 1. How about t plus 2, t plus 3, t plus 4, 3 plus 5? No more demand shock. So then DAD is going to be the same here. Okay, DAD is going to be the old curve here, the black curve. So then you're going to put the comma, t plus 1, t plus 2. No, sorry. It's going to be here, the old curve, black one here. You're going to put a comma, t plus 2, t plus 3, t plus 4 forever. Okay, DAD going to go back to the left and stay here forever because we are no more demand shock. Okay, how about supply curve? As you can see, even though it shift back to point C, however, yt plus 1 still higher than y bar. Y still higher than y bar. This one still positive. So it means that inflation is keep increasing all the time. DAS keep shift up all the time, day by day. Point D, point E, point F, point G. Okay, so you can see that Y is higher than Y bar. This bracket is positive. Inflation keep going up. DAS keep going up from C to D. Okay, point D. Y is even higher than Y bar. This bracket even more positive. YT even keep going up. From D to E, E to F, F to G. Y still keep higher than Y bar. This bracket keep positive, so pi t keep going up. So it means that DAS curve keep going up forever. Again, DAS curve, dynamic aggregate supply curve, keep going up forever. Since DAS keep going up forever, GDP keep going to the right forever. Inflation keep going up forever until you have what we call, okay, economic, okay, bubble. Or we can say we have hyperinflation. Okay, hyperinflation. Everything is gonna be super expensive. Everything is gonna be super expensive. Okay, it is really bad. And all of this problem come from what? All this problem come from you have a dynamic aggregate demand curve, you have a positive dynamic aggregate demand curve, positive slope. You have a positive dynamic aggregate demand curve because the central bank break the Taylor's rule. Taylor say that theta pi have to be greater than 0. However, you break the Taylor's rule. The central bank lets theta pi to be less than 0. So that's why it's creating hyperinflation. Why breaking Taylor's rule creating hyperinflation? Because when you let theta pi less than 0, it means that when inflation going up, nominal interest rate increasing going up, no lower than inflation. When inflation going up a lot, nominal interest rate increasing just a little bit, then the real interest rate going down. When the real interest rate going down, people won't stop spending the money, but they're gonna spend more. Okay, people will not stop spending the money, they're gonna keep spending more. When they keep spending more, everything becomes more expensive. Okay, so this is the last one. Okay. So then we're done for this semester. I teach you everything I plan to do, okay? In the last chapter, dynamic model, the graph is very, how to say, a lot of curve, a lot of shift, okay? If you seeing on the whiteboard, it's not clear, okay? You can check it again on the PowerPoint slide, okay? Remember, I give you the file of PowerPoint slide in the Dropbox on the Facebook groups, okay? You can double check it again, okay? You can learn it more on the PowerPoint slide and the textbook, okay? This is a case that I bring from the textbook and PowerPoint slide, okay? So then, done for this semester, okay? For today, you have 2 clips. Clips number 1, clips number 2, you're done for the final exam. So this is all for the final exam. Make sure that you practice everything, drawing the graph, try to explain, okay? Your exam, final exam, all come from my whiteboard. Make sure that you understand all of what I taught in the whiteboard and make sure that you practice the opposite case by yourself. Okay? So then, done for this semester. Good luck for everyone.